Malabsorption is when the lymphatic system in the small bowel wall, and including the colon as well, becomes stagnant. When your lymphatic system becomes stagnant, where do we look to? And you YouTubers are so smart. I love you guys so much. You know immediately you're going to walk to the kidneys. When you're 18 years old, when you're 20 years old, when you're 30 years old, you can take a kidney weakness and adrenal gland weakness to the bank. And especially the younger you are, the more serious this can be. You know, I wanted to just tell the mother of this young man that you created this problem in your child. Unknowingly and unconscious, but you created this. You created this by your lymphatic system and carrying a baby and interfacing with your lymphatic system. And then what did you feed your baby after it's born? And what did you eat if you breastfed? So what people don't understand is we are consuming chemistry that is foreign, or what they call out of harmony with the Homo sapien. That when you have lymphatic problems, it comes with an array of many symptoms. From malabsorption, your adrenals can be down, your skin can be down, your thyroid can be down. You can have multiple systems down because the sewer system flows around every cell of the human body. And when that becomes stagnant acid, sewage, imagine your sewage from your toilet not flushing when you flush it, and people keep throwing poop into the toilet. You can imagine what that would be like, both in odor and in toxemia, acidosis. An individual came in and was talking about her sister's son who's had acne all over him, been on fruit. He's 18 years old, been on fruit. A lot of the acne's all gone now, but he's skinny, and of course they're concerned he needs protein and things like this. That the medical doctor said, well, he can only live a month or two like this. And it was like, you know, it's sad when you have people that don't know anything about health. So when you're excessively thin and you put someone on this program, or you have skin problems and you're not fat in the first place, you're going to get a little skinny. No one dies when they're consuming fruits, berries, and melons. No one dies from that. People die when they consume proteins on these programs. You know, when you put a young man like that who's cleaned up their acne pretty good and been on the fruits, and you say they need proteins, and you put them back on these protein diets, not only will this come back unless they really cleaned it up, but then you break down their kidneys even more. Now you face the possibility of tumor formation. We highly recommend you view these videos and understand what malabsorption is and how serious that is. We take malabsorption and thinness extremely serious, but there's only one way to fix it. And you can't eat to fix it, except for fruits, berries, and melons. You can't eat to fix this problem. You can only eat fruits and berries and melons to fix this, and get herbs in to get the kidneys to filter, the adrenals up to get that to happen, and to start hydrating the human body, because you must understand what happens under the acid sky. When the body becomes acidic, it becomes cationic, and that is agglomulation, dehydration, where everything begins to stick and become hardened. You start to see things get red, inflamed, tissue breaking, ulcerations breaking down. These are acids. And acids take no prisoners, and they will take you down to death. Fruits, berries, and melons, however, are on the base dominant side, hydrating and bringing this into a state of wellness, so we can get this filtering, this stagnation of this gigantic sewer system miles long, and this includes interstitially in the gut wall, where it controls malabsorption or not. We have to clean all this up. Because if you do not, you will be deficient. You won't even absorb your fatty acids. You have multiple problems. By supplementing these things will not rebuild you and will not get you into a state of wellness. You might become a little symptom-free at times, but you must deal with the cause of these problems and fix the cause of these problems. Malabsorption is malabsorption, and it's in the wall of the small and large intestines. And in the wall is the cells that make up the wall. You know, when you have a tube, you have to look at what makes up the tube. Well, what makes up the intestinal tubes, just like everything else in the body, are cells. And cells eat and poop. As friendly as that is, cells eat and eliminate just like every single thing else on this planet. Plants eat and eliminate, animals eat and eliminate, stones eat and eliminate. There's a process constantly of consumption and elimination. Excessive thinness is also understanding a little bit more about digestion, pancreatic problems. I remember I had a young lady in here. She was only 15 years old. Her mother brought her in and sat in front of me, kind of pompous a little bit, and said, my daughter's got candida. I want you to get that out of her. So I looked at the daughter and I said, well, Mom, your daughter has a much more serious problem. And her mother looked at me like, what? And I said, look how thin she is. And boy, that daughter just took off crying. Boy, she was crying, you know. I said, you eat all you want, don't you? And she said, I do. She said, they call me anorexic and bulimic. She says, but I eat all I want. And I said, I know you have a pancreatic and probably malabsorption. And so, fixed her up, got the kidneys filtering, got her up, got her absorbing, got a little muscle on her. And she's now a model in New York City. You know, it's a little enough when your parents sit back and say, oh, you're too thin, you can't eat that, there's no nutrition, you're starving yourself, and you know, you're fighting that sad thing. Because it is up to your parents to knowledge up a little bit instead of chastising. You know, funny, a lot of parents don't accept the intelligence of their offspring, and they should.